Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Antiques.
Good morning, Howard.
And,
What do you say, Howard?
what happened to the nice young lady we had last week? Look what we got in
Hey.
her replace.
Yeah, what about that?
That young lady's going back to France Saturday.
On Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good program.
Oh, it was. Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
But anyway.
Did you learn anything?
Parlez-vous français?
Oh, right.
No. You know better.
Sprechen Sie
than-
Deutsch? Sorry.
Sprechen Sie- That's not. Hey, that's not, what do you call it? French.
Oh,
What is it?
That's German.
There
Sprechen Sie
you go.
Deutsch.
okay.
So
They don't.
Howard,
Sir.
Philip's got to do his little spiel, but before he does, did you learn to speak Vietnamese?
No.
None at all.
Ooh, well, there were a couple words.
Wasn't cuss words. Was
He
it?
don't want to repeat them.
I
You're a
knew-
lieutenant. You should have been able to speak.
No.
Vietnamese.
you
No.
didn't, there was
Although-
no give up or things like that,
No.
or drop your gun or
No.
something.
Raise your hands. You didn't know that. What that?
No. I knew everybody running around. You see, you number 10. You know, they're trying to tell you they liked you, but
Okay.
you still watched them very closely.
Number 10 means you're the top of the pile.
Top of the pile. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
they picked up on that pretty quick. But
What happened with number 1?
they didn't like you much. But no, I never learned much Vietnamese.
Huh.
It was all Chinese to me. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Or Greek, I guess you're supposed to say it is.
Greek, yeah.
Greek to me.
It's Greek.
But no, I'm terrible with languages. I went to when I was in college. Well, no, actually, when I was in high school, I took Spanish, and then I went to college, and they were required to take a foreign language for the degree, liberal arts, and I took more Spanish. And I can't speak Spanish. At one time, I could read a little bit of Spanish because we read so many books. Spanish.
Yeah, you had them memorized.
And actually, when I
Is that what it was,
when
Ron?
I took
Yeah,
the
yeah.
class when I took the class in college, I lost about 10 or 15 pounds because we had to eat at the Spanish table and order, and you had to ask for everything to be passed to you in Spanish, and I didn't know what.
I can
So
order.
I-
I can order enough food to where I wouldn't lose weight in Spanish. But,
Well, what was
that's
really
it.
funny, I went to Panama many years ago. We were in Panama City, the big city, and we went to a McDonald's.
Panama City, Florida?
No, Panama,
City.
Panama,
Panama.
the country,
real-
Panama,
the real Panama.
Panama. And so we went to a McDonald's, and so I'm going to show off. So I tried to order in Spanish, what was up there,
Yeah.
pronounce it. And of course, like McDonald's in this country, they were mostly younger people behind the counter, and they thought I was hilarious.
Well,
but I finally got a Big Mac.
that's
You
what I,
know, McDonald's in other countries, a lot of times, they don't sell the same thing
No,
they sell
they're-
here. They sell local
They're
stuff that they like in that country.
there's certain things that are the same, but
Yeah.
a lot of it is different. The menu is not exactly the
I
same.
bet the Big Mac's the same everywhere.
Yeah, I think that was.
They,
Because
they
I guess
actually
what.
put some different sauces on it.
Some-
When I was in Germany in high school, we went to a McDonald's so we could have normal food, and the fries tasted completely different, and the Big Mac had like a different sauce or something.
Yeah,
And
I
all
think
they're
it
sourced
tasted
from
different, too.
different vendors.
Yeah, yeah, true.
vendors.
Right.
I don't know. They probably fried it in a different oil than the Americans. It's probably the French fry difference. But
Yeah, I don't know. Or yeah, 'cause
And it's not like I could really read the menu, so
Yeah.
I was just going off.
You just point and say, give me that.
hey, that has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about today, though. There you
everything.
go, David, getting us off
Well,
subject.
I'm just confused. A lieutenant ought to be able to speak a little bit of Vietnamese. How would you lead your troops? What if you was in a pile of them?
But I wasn't leading Vietnamese troops.
Well, what if you run up on a pile of them?
Was there somebody who could speak Vietnamese?
So did you have?
Occasionally.
I guess the question is, did you have a translator?
Translate.
Well,
There you go.
I didn't know, but I'm sure
Google
that
Translate?
I'm sure that somebody did that would need one, But the position I held was not.
You were just aiming guns, wasn't
Yeah, we
you?
were just aiming the artillery.
Yeah.
We didn't care as long as it wasn't aimed at us.
There you go.
Well, do your spiel, Philip.
Okay, you're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on WMSR 1320 and FM 107.9. Just so I don't mess up. And you can catch us on Charter Channel 193, Light Tube Channel 6, and you can find us anytime on YouTube and Facebook. And just search for us, and you'll find us on those. If you're going for, we have like every episode theoretically should be on the YouTube page. If it hasn't been, like if we didn't, unless we did some kind of copyright violation.
I mean, all
and it
40
kicked us
years
off.
that this program's been on.
This is your 5. This is
And
is
actually,
it 5 years? that
The
program-
radio show itself is 20 this fall,
Oh,
which we're real close.
yeah. How about
we
that?
could go back and recreate some of the originals
You want to?
from the tapes from that.
You would think that on the 20th anniversary we would have a big celebration at Jiffy Burger, wouldn't you?
There you go.
Hey.
At least cater.
With somebody paying the bill,
Hey, believe it or not, Howard, we used to shoot a lot of the shows at Jiffy Burger.
Oh, really?
Originally, yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We just shot them in the back booth back there.
Yeah.
You know how you do your remotes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how we did it.
Okay.
I was going to say, were they live or were they taped it?
No, live.
Yeah. Really? Cool.
That'd be cool because there's a lot of antiques on the walls at Jiffy Burger.
You could just
Be
go-
some sitting down, too.
You could
Howard.
Well,
just
yeah,
walk
it's
through
true.
and point at stuff. Actually, at this
Yeah.
point,
Well, we might do that. Maybe this fall we'll do one of them. If you got a way to do the remote, Howard,
Well, I guess I could.
we could still set up the camera, right?
Yeah,
And do the
yeah,
show
sure.
first.
sure.
Can
Do
you
that
set up a
anywhere.
remote?
Well, I guess so. We'll have to talk.
What do you
to
mean,
the boss.
guess? You're a producer. Can't
I'm
you or
not-
can't you?
right. Let's change the subject.
Hey, they can also stream us live from thunder1320.com.
That's right.
Oh,
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in
oh
the
yeah,
world,
that's
you
right.
can
I
listen
didn't
to us
think about
live.
that.
It's pretty cool, that streaming stuff. People do that. They stream it into their car radio as they're driving down the road.
Well, that's how I listened to it
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
I just streamed it to my,
Yeah.
Well, that a couple of things. There was a guy called in from Germany that was streaming it one
Yeah.
time.
Right. I've
And
had
then
that.
there was a guy, I want to say Montana, but it was one of those northern states
Yeah.
that he moved from Tennessee up to. And
Yeah.
that's how he listened to us every day.
Yeah. There's.
That was his own.
It's
Yeah, we had
And
a-
by the way, Light Tube, we're on at 1:30 every day.
1:30 every day.
And 6:30 tonight on
6:30 tonight.
on 193. We need to get them to swap that back to 6. It's a lot easier to say Channel 6. ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
You know, if you've got enough pull, I think they'd go for it.
You think they will?
Yeah.
Well, now, Light Tube is Channel 6, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
But PED Productions that pays for this is not Channel 6.
It's 193.
It's 193.
They're 193, I know that.
Oh, okay.
So,
You think we can? Do that?
no, I don't think we tried really hard when it happened.
Well, you would think Jim would have all kind of influence.
You know,
He's smooth talker.
Yeah, he tried. Trust me.
All right, so today we're going to talk about Batman. He turns 80 years old, right?
I
Yeah.
guess so.
And you know how it works when we talk about Batman. The problem about Batman, Howard gets us straight off sometimes, so who knows what we'll end up talking about. And by the way, if you was to go to eBay and just type in Batman, there's over 2 million items. Do that.
That's what I've done.
No, you,
I've gotten the sold things. There's 709,039 sold items.
over 2 million listed.
Probably at least that many unsold.
I
that,
came up
are
with
still for sale. I
900.
mean,
I'll lose the sold part of it.
Yeah.
And 3,039,291.
Well, it's went up since this morning.
Well, they knew we were going to be on.
Yeah. So it's over 3 million now.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Well, that's a real popular, I guess you'd call character right now with all
Why,
the new
sure.
movies and And of course, he's been around for years. I can remember Batman comics when I was a kid.
Well, that's what started it all, Howard.
And then it kind of went to the TV series. What was that in the late '60s?
Yeah, it's more of a comedy type.
That
Yeah,
was,
and I really enjoyed that. I loved, they used to, when they would get into a fight, they'd have the kapow
just like
and
the
the bap.
comic
And,
book.
Well, that's how the
Yeah.
comics
well, that's
were.
how the comics were. And then Robin was cool. I liked him. He'd run around there and he'd say "Holy Olio" and "Holy Frioli" and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Robin, of course, Philip's gonna do it, but
Yeah.
Robin didn't get into the action. The comics actually started with number 27 issue of Detective, and old Robin didn't get in there till about number 38.
Yeah, he wasn't at the very beginning.
Hey, and another thing that's kind of unique, and we can let the audience. We won't. It'll be a while before we bring it up. Guess what color the first Batman car was? Don't say. Let the audience say.
Oh, I can't say.
Uh-uh.
No.
And don't answer swap and shop when they call in to
Yeah.
tell you.
I believe it's a Tennessee color,
Is it?
isn't it?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, close?
Nope.
Not even close.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, well,
I think it's more of the color of your shirt, but
Oh. Here, I'm standing in front of the microphone.
yeah, you think they can see it?
oh, wow.
Hey, and another unique thing is, speaking of the 60 TV series, Ronnie, Batmobile.
Okay. The Batmobile was a 1955 Futura. It was a concept car, and there was only one of them made. So Ford sold that to George Barris for $1.
Whoa.
Cost him $250,000 to make it.
Wow.
Okay, and of that he pulled his molds and made the Batmobile.
Ah.
Okay, now the original Batmobile sold at Jackson Barrett.
Or Barrett Jackson.
Barrett Jackson, yeah, Barrett Jackson.
I guess you can say it either way.
Well, I mean, for over $4 million, like
Yeah.
$4.6 million.
Wow.
something
Wow.
Like that.
But that was in like 2013, did you say?
2013. Now in 2010, there's a company called Fiberglass Freaks. They were licensed by DC Comics to make replica cars off of George Barris's original molds.
Wow. I wonder if that's one of those kit cars where it's like actually a Volkswagen underneath it. Can I
Oh, no.
Well, no.
They actually
These-
built this one from the ground up.
Yes, this is a custom car. And they're at a Logansport, Indiana. Now, they've been on a bunch of TV shows.
Do you know what that car cost fixed?
They
built?
didn't say.
Didn't say.
But,
I mean, it looks just like. I mean, obviously, though, if you pull it from the mold, it
Yeah.
ought to look just.
Just like
yeah, it was pulled
the
from the
original.
original molds. And
I wonder what happened to the original car then. Did they actually use? Did George Barris take the original car and make the Batman car out of it, or did he
Yes.
pull a mold from it and do it?
He pulled a mold from it and done it.
Oh, he didn't chop up the Futura or whatever it was called.
Right there is a prototype concept
So he didn't
car
cut it
before
up
making-
and.
He probably took the panels off, to get a good mold.
I was looking here to see if they said what they done with it, but it don't really say.
Well, I'll tell you what. As far as the Batman car, that's probably the most recognizable. And you was talking
Yeah.
earlier, Howard. We're gonna have to take a break here in a minute
Yeah.
anyway.
They got
But you was talking earlier anyway about how dark the comics and
Okay.
the movies
The
are.
mov- the mov-
but the cars are entirely different.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. The cars are
yeah.
different, but
Like isn't one of them like
Okay.
a 3-wheel type?
Here we go. From 1959 through 1965, the 55 Futura sat outside George Barris's shop roasting in the sun. Its fate uncertain. Barris removed the bumpers and the side chrome pieces, and he was about to cut off the fins for a science fiction movie project that fell apart. But in October of 65, things were about to change for the Futura. And they leave it at that. What do
So,
you
but
know?
what happened was
Somebody-
they actually took the Futura
yeah.
and he actually built the original Batman car from that Futura. I mean, he actually used that car.
Yes. See, that says it's a link, but it's not. You know,
Yeah.
if I could click that, I could tell you what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, yeah. I just told you.
Yeah.
With that, let's take a break.
Yeah,
All right.
it's time for a break. We'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back here with Let's Talk Antiques, and we're talking about Batman. I guess, well, the old one as well as the new one.
We're just talking Batman.
Batman in general.
Batman in general.
Hey, I was telling Ronnie, you know, the one guy's got the license.
Bob Butts.
Okay.
Okay, and then he used fiberglass freaks are using his molds from the original Batmobile, and they have a license from DC Comics.
Yeah.
So that's
But there was a guy that actually built one prior to that.
Uh-huh.
And this guy built, one that was exactly like it. But he didn't have a license. Guess what they did to him?
Probably sued him of some,
Took it away
some
from him.
kind of
Even
infringement.
if
or
you just
something.
make it for yourself, or did he try? Was it to sell it?
No, he made it for himself, but they took it because he didn't have the,
he didn't have a
He
license
didn't.
from DC Comics.
yeah. He
I
took,
didn't realize that there was strict on stuff
yeah,
like
they're
that.
kind of
That-
touchy
Oh,
about
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did we ever say the significance of why we're talking about Batman today?
Well, I thought we talked about him being 80,
80 years
Okay,
old.
I was gonna say I don't
Ooh.
know if we ever mentioned that Batman turns 80.
But didn't
this year.
Superman?
Batman had a
the first
birthday.
The first issue of Superman was in 39 too, so would he be 80 too?
I guess so.
Or would he be 80 also?
Also,
I guess 80 also. Unless you get into spelling the word two.
we're not going to do that.
TWO versus TOO or two.
All right, so Philip, you want to give us a little history how Batman started out, and then how he went from just Batman to the utility belts to the car. And by the way, to anybody listening, call in and tell Howard what color the first Batmobile was.
Yeah.
He needs to know.
All right, so we already covered that he first appeared in Detective Comics number 27, which hit newsstands on March 30th, 1939. So we've already passed his birthday this year, but in that landmark issue, which is now worth more than $1 million in near mint condition, readers introduced to bored socialite Bruce Wayne, who, as the Batman, investigates the murder of a chemical tycoon and discovers that one of his partners murdered him to steal the secret contracts that would make him the sole owner of the Apex Chemical Corporation. He proceeds to knock the chemical into a vat of acid, proclaiming the grim satisfaction that it was a fitting end for his kind. The case of the chemical syndicate was written by Bill Finger and drawn by Bob Kane. Kane created Batman from a directive by National Comics, which later became DC Comics, editor Vin Sullivan, who was looking for a new hero to capitalize on the success of the popularity of the Superman. Kane and Finger drew inspiration from the character from such diverse models as the Shadow, the Phantom, Sherlock Holmes, the Mark of Zorro, the Bat Whisperers, Leonardo da Vinci's Study of Bats, and a Mary Roberts Rhine play, The Bat, in which the character was a villain. In recent years, DC has been crediting Finger, who played a pivotal role in fleshing out Batman, as the co-creator of the character, something hardcore fans have known for decades. A remarkably versatile and pliable hero, Batman has gone through numerous transitions over the years, from his beginnings as a ruthless and lethal vigilante to the 1960s period as a campy TV character to his return to grim and grittiness during the 80s to the recent 1000th issue of Detective Comics celebrating the character's history. To commemorate Batman's 80-year run and counting, let's look back on some of the Caped Crusaders' key moments of earlier decades. So in the 1930s, Detective Comics number 29, July 1939, worth $110,000 in excellent but upgraded condition. Batman employs his famous utility belt for the first time.
Okay, but the original comic was number 27. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
in November 39.
So
I thought it was like May of 39. The issue. The
March,
No, okay.
March 30th.
Okay, 33 was November 39.
Okay, go ahead, Philip.
So it
His
took
origin.
two issues for him to, or the third issue was when he got his utility belt.
Hold on, Philip. Harris got to answer his phone.
No, I just hung up on him.
No.
Go ahead.
He used it to battle Dr. Death, Batman's first named villain, who created a deadly toxin to destroy the city's wealthy elite. A couple of issues later, in Detective Comics number 31, in September of 39, which is worth $150,000, we see the debut of the Batplane, the first Bat-themed vehicle, which the first boomerang-like Batarang. Issue 31 also features Batman's first love interest, Julie Madison, and the first mention of where he lives, New York City. Later became Gotham City.
Yeah, Gotham City.
6 months after Batman's debut in Detective Comics number 33, from November 39, it's worth $125,000. His tragic origin story is told, in which a mugger guns down Bruce Wayne's parents as the family is walking home from the theater after watching a movie. This pivotal moment would inspire Bruce to commit his life to fighting crime and injustice. So, let me get to the... Okay, so that's the 1930s. In the 1940s, Batman got a sidekick named Robin, a.k.a. the Boy Wonder.
Yep.
In Detective Comics, that was number 38, April of 1940, value of $110,000. That's,
That's a pretty good return on a 10-cent investment.
Still pretty
Telling
good.
ya.
That's
Still
a good
pretty decent
ROI.
money,
You
yeah.
ain't kidding.
He was introduced as Dick Grayson, a trapeze artist and circus performer who was orphaned when a gangster murdered his parents. After the murder, Wayne took Grayson on as his legal ward. Sales immediately doubled on the title, meaning Robin was here to stay. He brought a lighter tone to the series, and Batman became less of a grim loner and more of a light-hearted father figure who traded wisecracks with the junior partner. The landmark Batman number 1 debuted in the spring of 1940, value of $450,000. Not only did this issue give Batman his own title, it introduced two of his most famous protagonists, the Joker, who would go on to become his most popular enemy, and Catwoman, who originally referred to as the Cat. In Detective Comics number 48 in 1941, value $5,200, Batman's hometown is referred to as Gotham City instead of New York City for the first time in a Batman comic book. This issue was also the first time his car was called the Batmobile. The Caped Crusader's first car was a simple red sedan.
Red.
Yeah.
So now you know.
Oh.
But Batman number 5 in spring of 1941, value of $12,000, introduced a more distinctive Batmobile fronted by a bat head battering ram. Faithful butler, Alfred Pennyworth, who was originally called Alfred Beagle, debuted in Batman number 16 in May of 1943. He appears on the doorstep of Wayne Manor and announces that he is there to attend to their needs in order to fulfill a promise that he had made to the original butler for the Wayne family. Not only does Alfred become Batman and Robin's most trusted ally, he provides occasional comic relief too. In Batman number 12, August 1942, value of $5,600, mention is made of Batman's secret underground hangars. But the Batcave made its first true appearance in The Batman, the 1943 serial that marked the Cape Crusaders' cinematic debut. The first comic book appearance of the Batcave was in Detective Comics number 83, January 1944, value of $4,500. It was accessed via a bookcase that led to a secret elevator. The 1940s also saw Batman travel through time for the first time. Stories grew more lighthearted as the 1940s wore on. The first appearance of love interest Vicky Vale, and the first appearance of such popular rogues as the Scarecrow, was in World's Finest Comics number 3, value $5,600. The Penguin was in Detective Comics number 58, $14,000. Two-Face was in Detective Comics number 66, value $12,000. And the Riddler, Detective Comics number 140, $11,000. So that was the 1940s.
So here we are in the 50s.
Yeah.
1950s, during the science fiction craze.
Oh, wait, before you get started there, you said the elevator.
Yeah.
Now we know it as a TV show. It had the bat post.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It had the bat place.
I think they
slide
got that
down
from
it.
the fire department.
I think they did.
I
They
think
couldn't
so.
afford an elevator.
Yeah.
Also, it looks really good on
I
camera.
think he
Yeah,
could
it looked
afford
pretty good,
whatever he
didn't it?
wanted.
Well, it'd look a whole lot cooler to slide down the fire pole
Well, you
than
know.
to step on an elevator and go down to
Yeah.
Well, you know, they'd get in the elevator, shut the door, and have to listen to elevator music
Yeah.
while
Well,
they
it's
rolled
supposed
down.
to be an action, you know.
And then they'd have a,
Series.
typical conversation while they're going down.
All right, you
Well,
know.
in the 40s, you would have had an elevator operator, so they would have had to work another character.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
they
right.
would've.
That's true. That's true.
Unless they made Alfred do it all.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the
Okay, so now we're in the 50s,
Yeah,
right?
during the science fiction craze of the 1950s, Batman wasn't immune. Instead of just fighting street thugs, robbers, and crazed supervillains, he began battling aliens and robots. Other genres were trending during this area as well, such as horror and romance. I got this. Superheroes experienced a downturn in popularity, but Batman, along with Superman and Wonder Woman, were among the few superhero characters to be continuously published throughout the decade without cancellation. Batman came under fire in the real world with the publication of psychologist Frederick Workman's Seduction of the Innocent in 1954, a diatribe blaming comic books for juvenile delinquency, among other things.
Just like we do video games
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Such
By the
as-
way, I seen where the video champ won like $3 million.
Yeah,
yeah?
I heard.
Day.
I saw
yeah?
that.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of $1 million different places
I tell
too.
you, that's big business.
Yeah, you need to get on it, Ronnie.
Among other things such as criticizing horror comics, Workman made the case that Batman comics had homosexual overtones and that Batman and Robin were more than just crime-fighting partners.
Ooh.
What about that?
The book led to the Comic Code Authority, a self-policing code of ethics and standards from the industry that is no longer in use, and a lighter tone for many comics, including Batman titles. Many historians believe that Batwoman, who was introduced in Detective Comics number 233 in
Way down the line there, Hart.
July of 1956, so that was a couple years later,
So this is where they got their
$3,200, was created to offset the fears that Batman and Robin were gay.
story.
Okay. Other key characters debuted during the 1950s as well, including Deadshot in Batman, number 59, worth $1,500. Ace the Bat Hound in Batman, number 52, $1,800. Batmite in Detective Comics, number 267, value of $850. And Mr. Freeze, who was originally called Mr. Zero in Batman number 121, worth $5,000.
Now Arnold Schwarzenegger, wasn't he Mr. Freeze in one of the Bat movies?
He was.
Yes,
You're
in
right.
one of the newer ones.
Yeah. During the 1940s, Batman and Superman were honorary members of the Justice Society, and they appeared on the cover of an issue produced in the 1940s New York World's Fair. But it wasn't until Superman number 76, June of 1952, valued $4,500, that they truly teamed up with each other, or even learned each other's secret identities. In this story, they met on a cruise while searching for a diamond thief. The duo competes for the affections of Lois Lane. but she accepts the date with Robin.
Robin.
Well, that's messed up.
Oh boy.
Bad.
That's a good twist. I like
Yeah.
that. That's pretty good. So that gets us through the 1950s.
Well, let's take a quick break and we'll
And work our way toward the 60s.
and we'll come
Yeah.
back and do the 60s. How's that?
That's the one you like.
he gets groovy
Well, I
there.
remember some of the 50s.
Yeah, but you like the 60s with the movies.
Oh, I like the
The
TV
show.
show.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Okay, we'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques and Batman.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Well, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques. Almost said it, didn't I?
And let's talk Batman.
And let's talk.
I'll tell you what.
It's hard to break habits.
Yeah. You're so confused now that you answer swap and shop as let's talk antiques.
And let's talk antiques and
It's
swap and shop.
So I guess
And,
it'll work out, though, right?
You think?
It will.
Yes.
No. Anyway, we're up to the 1960s. But I did have a question. Wasn't when the police needed Batman? How did they get a hold of him?
Well,
the
don't-
bat signal, you know?
Yeah.
The
And
bat
that-
phone.
The light, you know?
The
Remember
light in the
light?
sky.
Yeah, but
remember?
also couldn't they do it on the bat phone too?
Yeah, well, they had the bat phone.
Yeah, but they used to show the
Yeah, they showed-
searchlight in the sky with the
With
big
the bat,
on
uh-huh.
the
But that wouldn't work it in daytime.
That was the
What
bat
if they need
signal.
you in daytime?
They call him on the bat
Call
phone.
him on the
Call
bat
them on the
phone.
bat phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
There
if
we
they
go.
just needed, wanted to talk or something.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon, that's right. There's always,
He's the only one that had the bat phone as far as I know.
yeah, well, it's
We'll
kind
see
of
if they tell us when those pop up. The 1960s, in the Brave and Bold, issue number 28, February 1960, value $23,000, which features the first appearance of the Justice League of America. Batman is established as a founding member of the supergroup, but he and Superman are too busy to fight Star the Conqueror in the team's first adventure. Thus, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern must defeat the alien starfish.
And Superman.
I forgot about the Green Lantern. I was trying to think of some of these other old characters, superheroes back at about the same time.
The Brave and the Bold, number 28.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I don't either.
By the time 1964 rolled around, sales of Batman and Detective Comics were on the decline. So DC assigned the titles to editor Julie Schwartz, who ushered in the new look Batman. Schwartz retired characters like Batwoman, Ace, and Batmite, and focused the Dark Knight detective more on detective stories. Other changes included a new Batmobile, a hotline to police headquarters,
There you
and
go.
the addition of a yellow oval around the bat on Batman's chest. Alfred was temporarily killed off, and Dick Grayson's Aunt Harriet came to live at Wayne Manor. You know, I actually vaguely remember some stories about that. Not that I was around when it happened, but still. The Batman TV series, starring Adam West and Burt Ward, debuted on January 12, 1966. The colorful, campy show was hugely popular, dramatically increasing comic book sales and spawning tons of merchandise, including costumes, board games, toy cars, model kits, and trading cards. A steady stream of merchandise would be a staple of Batman pretty much from this point forward. Detective Comics number 359 in January 67, value of $1,200, featured the $1 million debut of Batgirl, a character created at the request of the Batman TV show producers. She was Barbara Gordon, the teenage daughter of Gotham City's police commissioner James Gordon. who had no idea that she snuck out each night to fight crime. I do not remember.
I don't remember that.
That
Do
tie-in.
you?
The comics were campier during this era to reflect the TV show, and Batgirl made her TV debut in the first episode of season 3.
And who played her?
Gosh, I don't know.
I don't either.
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
Okay. After the Batman TV show got the axe in 1968, comic sales suffered despite the debut of the Batman Superman Hour, which featured the Caped Crusader's first appearance as a cartoon character. To shake things up, Dick Grayson left for college in Batman number 217, December 1969, value of only $110. And Bruce and Alfred moved from Wayne Manor to a penthouse apartment. Wonder how you moved the Batcave at that point.
I don't think you can.
You got a bunch of money. I guess you can do that.
Well, they probably kept it the same place. You remember, he had to drive in there, and the fence would fall down, and they could drive over it. And
Okay, that gets us to the 1970s. The early 70s brought a serious tone to Batman as the Joker, Penguin, and other colorful rogue took a back seat to Batman solving mysteries and pummeling street thugs. This was a return to the early days of the character when he was a mysterious figure lurking in the night and striking terror into the hearts of criminals. A good issue to point to for this change is Detective Comics number 395 of January 1970, value $200, written by Denny O'Neil, with pencils by Neil Adams and inks by Dick Giordano. Another key issue by O'Neil and Adams is Batman 251, in which the Joker, September 73, in which the Joker is reintroduced as a violent madman as opposed to a clownish prankster. In this issue, the iconic character sets himself free from the mental hospital and vows to kill his former gang members. Man-Bat made his first appearance in Detective Comics 400, June 1970, while international criminal and terrorist mastermind Ra Al Ghul debuted in Batman number 232 in 1971. Steve Englehart and penciler Marshall Rogers had a critically acclaimed run in Detective Comics 471 to 476 in August of 77 through April of 78, but sales remained flat for Batman titles and continued dropping. The Batmania brought on by the 70s television series was a distant memory, though much of the general public still associated the character with the campy silliness. There you go. So it hurt him in there for a while. In July of 1980, Untold Legends of the Batman premiered, and this was the first Batman miniseries. Batman number 357 in March of 83, value of $200. Featured the first appearance of both Killer Croc and James Todd, who would make his costume debut as Robin in Batman number 366. December 83, and that was only valued at $45. In Batman number 368, February of 1984, valued $30. Jason Todd officially begins as the new Robin with a new costume, while Dick Grayson retired from his duty as Batman's sidekick in Tales of the Teen Titans number 44 in July of 1984 for value $60. Grayson assumed the role of Nightwing for the first time there. In 1986, Batman received more mainstream publicity than he had in years with the introduction of the groundbreaking 4-issue series, The Dark Knight Returns, $80 for issue number 1. Written and drawn by Frank Miller, with inks by Klaus Janson, the masked vigilante was depicted as a grizzled warrior who must come out of retirement to save Gotham City from a gang called the Mutants. The series, which was clearly aimed at older readers, introduced the first female Robin and was the first DC Comics story arc to be collected in book form. That same year, Miller teamed up with artist David Mucciazelli to update Batman's origin story in Batman number 404 through 407, value of $15 to $20. Another mainstream hit for DC was Batman: The Killing Joke in July of '88, value of $60. A one-shot written by Alan Moore and drawn by Brian Ballard. This mature reader take featuring the Joker shooting Barbara Gordon, paralyzing her from the waist down. Equally dark was when DC let readers vote whether or not Jason Todd lived or died. They voted thumbs down.
Yeah.
And the second Robin died in an explosion set off by the Joker. Tim Drake first appeared in Batman number 436, August of 1989, value of $7. Would have become the third Robin. The decade ended on a high note in 1989 with the hugely anticipated Batman movie directed by Tim Burton. The casting of Michael Keaton in the title role was a controversial choice, but he did a great job, and Jack Nicholson was, of course, a natural to play the Joker.
Yeah.
Fans are still quoting some of the lines in the movie, such as, "I'm Batman." And where does he get all those wonderful toys? And then came Batman Forever. A versatile character who's right up there with Superman and Spider-Man as one of the most popular superheroes in the world. Batman appears to be here to stay as he passes the 80-year milestone. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, he's appeared in numerous movies, including Christopher Nolan's vaunted Dark Knight trilogy, TV shows, video games, and of course, more comic books. The most recent news is that Robert Pattinson will don the cape and cowl for the next Batman movie.
With that, we need to take a break.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
And
do
I'll tell
that
you what,
right
let's
now.
do. When we take that break and come back, let's look up some stuff, either toys, and I looked up movie memorabilia.
And Yvonne Craig played Batgirl.
Yvonne Craig? Okay.
Yvonne Craig.
All right. You ready to take that break?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break now. It's a minute or two early, but then we can come back and talk about,
A minute or two more.
give us more talking time. Be right back.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back.
All
Kind
right.
of like Batman. We're back.
Yeah, and so we'll cover some
Yeah, let's do
eBay
the comics.
stuff. So
Ronnie, and then you can look up the movie memorabilia, and y'all can just swap back and forth. So there's a lot of good comics.
I don't see a Batman's first appearance, Detective Comics number 27, currently on eBay.
Well,
That's probably at the auction
there
houses.
is one on the active side. It's
Oh, really?
1.2 million. If you do,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll swap over on that.
Yeah, just to get started there.
Let me see. Let me duplicate.
Look here, Ronnie.
You make me.
Now, who would have ever guessed that a comic book would be worth over $1 million?
There's a lot of them that are worth over
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, but I mean, a comic book
What
is
about a baseball card house?
the same thing. But I mean, but a comic book's cheap. They're
Yeah.
printed on cheap paper, and you
Well, the
paid
original-
a nickel or a dime
The
for 'em
original
back in those
baseball
days.
cards wasn't too good a paper.
Well, that's true too. That's
So,
just amazing.
They wasn't made to keep,
I know.
but somebody figured out to keep them.
All right, somebody is selling a Detective Comics number 27 for $1,175,000 or best offer, and 76 people are watching. But this seems really strange because it says Stan Lee's Tales of Suspense number 39 and Bob Kane's Detective 27. Oh, never mind. Okay, so there's two issues in here.
Oh, okay.
But there are holes all down the left side of the cover of the Detective Comics, which looks like it's been punched and put into a spiral-bound notebook.
Probably,
So,
somebody's
So
Did
that
that years
that would have
ago.
been they've had plenty of time to make mistakes with
Right.
it. Yeah.
All right, so that takes care of 27.
Okay. And so what actually sold though is we have a Detective Comics number 33, which is the Batman origin story.
Now, that when would that book have been printed or issued? Do you know?
The 33 issue?
You have to
33.
make me look on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here.
Would that been in the 40s or the 50s?
No, the
that was in the 30s.
yeah.
In the 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's long far.
Yeah, like-
That's about the muggers, Harry.
Like
Remember?
at the end of it,
Yeah.
September 39.
Yeah.
I think so. Well,
But it would have been back in the 30s. So
Yeah,
that-
it was.
That's
It was
a
like-
long
yeah,
time.
it would have
to-
been 39.
Yeah, would have.
Yeah.
That's a long time to have kept a
Yeah,
comic book
true.
around. You know.
So, and which probably has a little bit to do with this being a graded condition of 1.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
So, and
Yeah.
still,
I mean, with 10 being the best,
10 being
Yeah,
Oh,
the best.
okay.
1.5.
So this is a.
they're not going to get $1 million.
They were wanting 27,500, and they took a best offer on.
Oh,
So,
okay.
which
Okay.
probably was somewhere in
pretty
that
good.
area, I'd say. Yeah. And
Probably
here's
in the 25 range.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you get?
yeah. And
24,
the
25.
next one was Detective Comics number 29, which was the second Batman issue, they said, which is graded at a 6.0. And they were asking $22,000, and they also took a best offer on that one. Next are all these Rolex watches.
We'll do one, and then
I'll do
Ronnie's
one.
going to do a
Yeah.
movie.
We got a Rolex, a 2019 men's 40 millimeter GMT Master Batman Jubilee Band. Don't really know what that means, but they're bringing right at $20,000. So
Wow.
and there's a whole bunch of them for
You
sale.
need
if
one of
you want
them.
to get one of those. On
Uh,
eBay.
I'll wait till Timex comes out with one. I can afford that one.
Hey, believe it or not, remember they did. Remember the
No,
little
they
cheap
probably
watches
did.
when we was kids?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Used to
yeah,
come out?
well yeah.
Remember the Roy Rogers, the
Roy
Gene
Rogers,
Autry?
oh.
They had the Batmans.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Superman.
yeah, yeah. They did. That's true. You could get those.
And
when
you could get them for $3.
Yeah.
Just license them from DC and you're
Yeah.
good to go.
So what you got on the movie side? You give us 2 or 3 movie side pieces.
Okay, I have a piece from the 1995 movie Batman Forever. It was a Grant McCrune original Batwing sculpture patterns for $1,499.
Can we call that 1,500?
We can call it $1,500 all day long, one bid. Michelle Pfeiffer, she played Catwoman
Right.
in Batman
And made a good
Returns.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I watched it because she played Catwoman.
Uh-huh.
Brought call it $1,200 then. Okay, here's a Nightwing costume. Made of urethane foam, Batman rare. And it looks pretty good, $1,100.
Do the hood there.
Ah.
The cow.
We got a 1992 Batman Returns Batcowl. 1-to-1, that means it's just like it. Limited figure, statue, sideshow, $1,200.
Yeah, it was limited to what, 500 of them or something?
500, yeah.
All right. Philip, can you top that?
I've got some toys here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he can top it all
Sure,
day
have been a
long with
lot
those.
of Batman toys.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
all kinds?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had some while ago.
Mezco 1. It's a toy fair exclusive black and white Batman from the Dark Knight Returns. Limited to 100 of these. $5,000 with 19 bids
Ain't that-
for that one.
Wow.
So this was from the Dark Knight Returns, so that's not even that old. HD Museum Masterline Armored Batman toy character. That was $4,708. It was from Japan. That's probably a conversion that made it that odd
Yeah.
number. Here is a 1987 Superpowers Batman, AFA grade of 80. That was this is just a card with the toy figure on it. They wanted $3,500 and took a best offer. Here's another one of those Batman Returns. This is in the box. They wanted $4,200 and took a best offer. Batman Gulliver Superpowers Nuevo Columbia DC Comics 1987 figure. They wanted $2,900 and took a best offer, but they're still getting real close to those.
Right. Yeah.
Here is a lot of 150 classic DC figures.
Superman, Green Lantern, all those.
Yeah, with Batman, and they wanted $2,656.14 and took a best offer.
And 14 cents.
That was from Canada, so that's
well, it converted probably.
it's probably $2,700 or something. Let's see. Here's a Superpowers DC collection action figure lot with Cyborg, Shazam, Batman, Superman from the 1980s, and it has a Batmobile and the Hall of Justice in it. They were asking $2,500 and took a best offer. Let me see if I can find some. Here's a 1977 Batman and Robin toothbrush set. That's pretty cool.
Toothbrush.
Hey, you won't laugh when you hear the price.
The Grime Fighters.
Oh no!
Sealed and never opened. They were asking $2,000 and took a best offer, which was north of $1,500. So.
Wow, for a
What about that?
a
But
new
you get,
toothbrush.
but you get in a holder too.
Well,
Batman.
okay.
Here's a removable Batman mask. Hopefully it's removable. You know.
Yeah.
And put it on, change it.
It says rare though.
Yeah, this is definitely rare, I'm sure. And that went for $1,500.
My goodness gracious.
Let me scan down through some. Here's a 1977 The Riddler. Looks all original, very nice shape. So he's on a card figure. It's not graded.
Nope.
But they got $1,175 for it still.
Wow.
All right, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Give us a few more movie things because we're getting real close to the end.
About
Okay.
2 minutes to go.
I've got one
Here-
odd one too.
Okay.
Here's a Joker, Batman, Ledger, Dark Knight. It's a life-size prop. Brought $1,100. Now here's a good
That's
one.
cool.
This is a Batman and Robin, 1997. This is production made. That means the prop shop made it.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy test prop room with Thurman, and it's got a certificate of authenticity with it.
Yeah, but hey, you won't laugh when you hear the price.
Brought $1,000.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Give us a couple more, then we're gonna. He's got something unique he wants to tell us about.
Okay. I got another 1966 replica cow by Chuck Williams with Adam West display head, $500. One bid. Here's a Dark Knight Batman movie Christian Bale suit wardrobe.
They're actually used.
I don't think so because I looked it up a while ago.
Okay.
They never said it, so if they didn't say it, they're probably
Yeah.
okay. $900 for that one.
All right, Philip. Tell us
Okay.
that because I know we're
So,
running out of time.
In the new Batman movies, the main bat car that he drives around in is called the Tumbler, and it'll like roll around and does all this crazy stuff. So there is a Batman Batmobile Tumbler, 1-to-1 scale, very rare, custom made, really runs. It's got 400 miles on it. Price of $750,000 and $10,000 flat rate world shipping. And this thing looks crazy. Like the
$10,000?
top of it opens up and slides back just like in the movie. It's amazing. Only 700 well, you count shipping.
Or make offer. Don't forget that.
$760,000.
Or make offer.
Oh, it says less than 50 miles, not
Oh.
500
Wow.
miles.
Well, it looks like that's about it for this week. For
We're going
What?
back to Swap and Shop tomorrow.
tomorrow, but not today. But that's it for Let's Talk Antiques and for Batman. We'll see you next week for more Let's
Same
Talk. Yeah,
bat.
same bat time, same bat
Same
channel.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess we got to say
You
that.
got
don't
it.
we?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you next week for more Let's Talk Antiques.